Alrighty, welcome to the Achievement College Podcast, Episode 5. I'm your host, Aussie Gamer 17. You can call me Aussie. And joining me today, as usual, is my co-host, Fox Plays Official. G'day, mate.
Hey, Aussie. Thanks for having me on the show again.
No worries at all, mate. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you doing?
Good, good. And just as a reminder to everybody, where can everybody find you? Where are you from, Fox?
I am also from Twitch on twitch.tv/ I always forget the extension. Fox Plays Official. Make sure the S is there because if you take the S away, I'm a Spanish kid that plays Fortnite.
Yeah, that's right. We learnt that the hard way. And also joining us is my good friend, our special guest, Crazy Hazy. Everyone here might know
Hello.
Crazy Hazy. He's been on a few of my shows before, but first time on the podcast, Crazy Hazy. How are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks for having me, and great to meet you in the flesh, as it were.
Yes, welcome to my quarantine IKEA lounge room. I'm stuck in IKEA.
It's great to be here.
And now Crazy Hazy's stuck here with me. Good to have you here, mate.
We can move around in SA. We're fine.
Yeah, no. Here in Victoria, we're back on lockdown. Anyway, guys, here on the Achievement College Podcast, we cover all the latest in the world of achievement and trophy hunting. Yes, that's right, achievements and trophies. We don't discriminate here. They both give us that amazing feeling when we hear that sweet sound. You know the one. That's it. Thank you, Fox.
All right. Xbox on.
Yeah, you can't do it.
I'll get to it. I'll get it.
We also talk about some of the big video game news from around the world and cover the latest releases and games coming to Xbox Game Pass, Games with Gold, and PS Plus. Just a reminder, guys, that this show is brought to you by the generosity of my patrons over on Patreon. If you want to join Patreon, please head to patreon.com/AussieGamer17. And you can also be on the show. That section is later in the show. But head to Patreon for that chance, guys. All right, now I do like to start this each episode by correcting anything we got wrong on the last episode. One day, someone is going to make a comment on my YouTube because that's where I check for corrections. Nobody has said anything that we've got wrong. We've got a few comments on our shows, but we've never got anything wrong, Fox. Ever.
Good. I think that last one was okay. The one before there was a mistake, but I'm not going to point it out.
No, you're wrong. You can't prove it. We didn't get anything wrong.
Oh.
All right. And then what's probably one of my favorite segments that we have got running now on these podcasts is what we've been playing. And we're going to have a chat about the games we've been playing. And I'm going to get straight to you, Fox. What have you been playing? Start with one game.
Yeah, it's okay. So I've done 6 games, but we're just doing 3 for me. Or 4, I think we're going to do. Doesn't matter. So first game we've got here is Donut County. Basically, I did a lot of hard games the last fortnight, so I was like, let's wind it back. Let's do something easy. Donut County it's on PS4, Xbox, PC, and iPhone and Android. If you're a phone player, definitely get this game. It's awesome. Basically, you play as a raccoon and a girl, and who sends holes into this village, and basically you use the holes you move the holes around, so then the holes absorb the garbage, and then the hole becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until you eventually become big enough to swallow buildings. It's kind of like Katamari. I don't know if you ever played the game Katamari, who plays the alien that rolls the bowl, and you got to roll small things to get the bowl bigger to eventually roll the big things. It's kind of like that in reverse with a hole.
I know the game,
a lot of fun.
And you're doing a great job describing, because it is so hard to describe that game.
If you look at a picture, you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, describe it, yeah, good luck.
Yeah.
To say.
So Donut County.
It was excellent. I had so much fun playing it. So all the trophy hunters and achievement hunters, they're easy, super easy. Just follow the guide. There's no missables, and there's a chapter select as well. So there are a few levels that have like specific tasks that you got to do. If you just go back to it, just redo it again, and it takes like 2 to 3 hours. Like, you're laughing. It is easy.
Oh, I thought it was quite short. So yep.
Yeah, but it was charming. It was funny. The dialogue was hilarious. The music was awesome. Graphics were sick. Loved it. Highly recommend it.
Is there there is actually a story to it as well?
Oh, yeah. The story is actually really funny. I couldn't stop laughing. I was actually really sad the day when I streamed it. I got too tired and got late. I was like, I wanted to actually finish it that day, but did it over 2 days. I was playing other games as well, but it was excellent. Loved it.
Interesting. And Crazy, have you played it?
I've not played it, but I'm intrigued because I like Katamari. I played that a few years ago, and it sounds like a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Sounds like quite
Yeah, it's
quite
very
enjoyable
similar to
game.
Katamari. So if you like Katamari, you like this as well. It's good.
Yeah, no.
And what have you been playing, Crazy? What's the first game you wanted to talk about?
The first game I want to talk about was I've been playing a game called Stranded Deep, which was originally on Steam, but was recently released for PS4, and I was quite intrigued about it because it's a survival game where it has a very, very brief intro, which is where you're on a plane and the plane crashes in the middle of the ocean, and you have to get to an island and then basically survive, and there's a range of different survival mechanics to it. So like you've got to eat, drink, stay cool because it's hot, and obviously sleep, and there's all these different mechanics to that. And then you there's kind of a mini tutorial to begin with where you build up all these different skills and craft things, and then you have to go and find resources around, and it's a bit like a kind of Minecraft mechanic to it where you have to find stuff and build stuff and survive, but obviously that survival mechanic is a little bit different. I was quite intrigued by it because I actually watched obviously some of your Manny's gameplay as well, and actually it's obviously you surviving against all the nature and stuff like that as well. So there's sharks in it. There's lots of other things in there as well. So it's really interesting. I actually, when I started it, I felt I'm not usually like afraid of the ocean, but when I started playing it, there was one point I was in the water. I was a bit like, this feels really uneasy. This is like really like yeah,
It
felt
actually
really
looks
uneasy.
really
So I was
cool.
kind of,
I've looked into playing it as well. It looks cool.
yeah, no, it's good fun. I haven't gone into it with like an achievement hunting or PlayStation mindset, a trophy mindset, but it's just a little bit of fun. It's a little bit different in terms of mechanics. What I found really interesting about it is that you can stay in the shade and that keeps you cool, which I thought was quite an interesting mechanic because you can get the water that keeps you cool, but going in the shade. Obviously, that there's some kind of interesting graphics design there that's been implemented. But it was
Suppose you
quite
people
fun,
from the
a
UK
fun
wouldn't
game.
be used to that because it's not too
No,
hot.
no, I'm definitely not used to it. But it's quite interesting. Yeah, but I found it quite interesting. I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't got too far into it, but it's if you like, it was an alpha for a period of time on Steam, and then I think now they've released it on PS4.
I think it's on Xbox as well. I think.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
Yeah, I
it
think it
released on
is. So I
both
think they've
recently because I
Yeah.
nearly picked it up. I was thinking of checking it out.
Mm.
Now I do have to add for those that don't know, Crazy Hazy, he's not big on the achievement hunting or trophy hunting, but I thought we'll still get you on the show, even though this is that type of game. Get a different perspective. Have you had a look at the achievement trophy list at all, or
Not yet, no. But
something I probably should have done, but don't worry.
Do it now. I'll do a quick. I'll see if I can get a quick answer right
And
now.
how far into it are you, Crazy? Well, Fox looks.
I would say I'm about 3 or 4 hours into it. I'm not too far into it at the moment,
Okay.
but at the moment, what I've noticed from the different gameplay is you can start building up things. There are some quite ridiculous things that you can build up. You can also start building like helicopters at some point, which I'm like, if you were deserting on a desert island, how might you do that? Is it so?
So,
there's
but
a
you
lot of
haven't
mechanics
got
like that.
got to that yet, so you don't know the answers to
No,
that.
no. But
And
I'm
what's-
intrigued to see how that develops.
And what's the end game? Are you trying to escape, like get back to civilization? Do you know what?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay.
I believe so, yeah. That's one. But the fact that there's like sharks and other wildlife in there, and they're also quite dangerous is quite an interesting mechanic to it
And
as well.
what
I like
happens if
that,
you-
and it's quite.
What happens if you die? Like, is it one of those games where you just start all over again, or is it just you just respawn?
You can choose permadeath if you want. So if you wanted to, if you don't have to, but if you wanted to, you could just wipe and restart from the beginning. But there are kind of mechanics you can change the settings on the game as well that include that. So that's quite an interesting game mechanic as well. So you can actually add filters to what you want
Okay,
to
but in general, it's not one of those games where you just see how far you can get and then you start again and do it again. It's not based around that?
Yeah, it's not like that, no.
Okay.
No, it's not based on that.
Did you find anything for us, Fox?
Yeah. So with the trophies, it looks like so it says 4.5% people have the platinum on it. So and for 2,000 owners, so it seems like a pretty easy game, not like super easy, but like relatively easy. Which is going to do pretty much every single task at least once, like catch 10 fish with a fishing rod, make some cloth, have 20 tools, have 10 days, craft the gyrocopters. So it doesn't seem that hard, and then finish the game as well.
4%'s not a high number though. Completion rate.
4.5, I could consider that easy.
You really? Wow.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Like 30% is like baby game, and then like 10% is like easy, and then like 5% is like, oh yeah, as long as it's one of those things where people probably could do it if they just went out their way to do a few tasks. Anything like that 2% or below, that's when the difficulty starts to set in.
Okay, fair enough. Well, sounds like a cool game. I'm interested in checking that out. There's another game that's come to Game Pass recently called The Long Dark, I think it's called.
Yes.
And
That's been on PC for a while, yeah.
Yeah, and I've been thinking of checking both of those out because it's just something that interests me to maybe stream something like that. So I'm thinking about trying those out. And if you guys are too, let us know in the comments down below, guys. Now I'm going to move on to the game that I've been playing recently, and that is Deliver Us the Moon. This is also a Game Pass game. Surprise, surprise, I play a lot of Game Pass games, guys. This is the game where you play as it's a short game. You play as an astronaut where you're on this big mission to get you're sent to the moon to find out why the colony on the moon has gone quiet. So the premise is that it's post-apocalyptic, and there's people on the moon are sending you energy back to Earth, so that they're sort of keeping the Earth alive from the moon. But all of a sudden, they stop sending the energy. It's weird. Okay. And so your mission is to get to the moon and find out what's happened up on the moon. You actually start by getting into the shuttle and actually pressing all the buttons on the shuttle to take off to get to the moon. Really, really cool game. It's a very, very lonely game. You're the only character really in the game. All of the story and lore and stuff like that is through like audio logs and holograms, a lot like Tacoma, if anyone's ever played that. But it's got a cool atmosphere, like the first time you actually step foot on the moon, and it's got this like sort of anti-gravity, almost a feel to it, even though you're not obviously there. It's not VR or anything like that, but just the sounds and stuff like that. It's like all the sound is in a vacuum or something like that. It's just really, really cool. Completion-wise, it's got quite a few missable achievements and collectibles and stuff like that. But the other thing I love about the collectibles is they're all tied to lore. So the collectibles are like
to the storyline.
Yeah, they're like the audio logs or little bits and pieces that have been left behind by the people that you're investigating to find out what happened. So going and looking for the collectibles is at least rewarding as well. Now, the True Achievements Guide says completion time is about 6 to 8 hours, but I have a full walkthrough on my YouTube channel, guys, a full video guide, and it takes just under 4 hours of game time if you follow my guide. So quite quick. I'd give it around a 2 to 3 difficulty just because some of the collectibles are missable, but pretty simple if you follow my guide on YouTube, guys. Shameless plug as usual.
I noticed that you wrote in your notes that your guide takes 4 hours as opposed to the True Achievements guide 6 to 8. Did you manage to beat the time significantly?
Yeah, with what I did. Yeah, the way that I beat the game and where I got all the collectibles. Yeah, I can time how long it took me because the length of my videos is exactly how long it took to beat the game, and it was just under 4 hours.
Awesome, cool.
Yeah, so those TA guides are just estimates and stuff like that. And maybe if you were looking around and having to search for everything, it probably would take you 8 or more hours. But if you're following
the big question is, was the story good?
Yeah, I reckon it's really cool. Yeah, really cool. Cool little game. And like I said, you're over it in a day or two and move on to the next thing. But definitely worthwhile. And if you've got Game Pass, silly not to pick it up and check it out. All right, Fox, any questions about that game, guys? Crazy?
Oh, no.
No.
Really cool little game. I definitely recommend it. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 in terms of a review score as well. Moving on, Fox, what was the next game you wanted to talk about?
All right, so this game I did was Volfaris. This game is a 2D run and gun shooting game. It's pretty tough. Basically, it plays like actually, I didn't remember what the storyline was. It has a really cool metal soundtrack. Basically, plays a guy gets sent to a planet because they're trying to like kill your people, and there's like it's like your family or something like that. I actually wasn't paying attention to the storyline, but yeah, basically a run and gun game. It's from the same creators who made the indie game Slain. It's their second game they've made. It has this very like dirty graphics. I don't know how to describe it, but like they're not very clean or crisp. It's got like this 3D edge to it, but it's kind of like, I don't know, it just looks a bit grotty in that, but it's interesting. I liked it. A lot of people that came and saw it went, oh, it looks really awesome. I didn't like it at first, but I was like, no, you know what, I actually do like it in the end. But yeah, basically, yeah, you've got to finish the game. It's very unforgiving. A lot of I died a lot of times. It's a pretty short game, but I died a lot, and the bosses are super hard as well. So, but yeah, in terms of trophies and achievements, basically, there is a speed run achievement where you got to finish the game under what was it, under 2 hours, and there's another achievement where you can't die more than 10 times. So if you are playing on PlayStation, let's just say save scumming is definitely way to go, unless if you really want to memorize the game perfectly. Yeah, it was a bit challenging, let's just say that. And there's a few achievements as well.
Come on, we're achievement hunters and trophy hunters. We're not against save scumming.
We used to save scum back in the day with Red Alert, Command and Conquer, and XCOM. So
yeah, who cares?
Continue on.
So what was it called, Fox?
Volfaris.
I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. No
if you like run and guns, an awesome heavy metal soundtrack, blood and gore, pretty cool game. I liked it.
Yeah, awesome. And though you said like you had to do like a speed run, like are they separate playthroughs?
Yeah, so I had to do 2 playthroughs. So basically, the first, technically they say to do 3, but because I did a save scum, I combined the speed run and the don't die 10 times in one run.
Yep.
So that saved me some time there. But the first run, I basically had to finish the whole game. There's no difficulty setting at all, so it's just hard by nature. But basically, I have to like collect all the weapons, get all the secrets. There's a guide up on the internet, so it's nothing too difficult to find.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's really tough boss battles. The final boss killed me so many freaking times. So yeah. But anyway, we did beat it. I did beat it. It took me a while though. About I think 15 hours or less, something about that.
Somewhere around 15, you say? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, about 15. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, no worries. Moving on. Crazy, what is the next game you've been playing?
So the next game I've been playing, which is currently on pause for me because of the next game I'll speak about very shortly, is the Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor.
Yes,
which is a game that
I saw you playing
had
this.
Yeah, I had it on pause for a very long time. I had played it when it first released, and then I didn't get back into it, and then only recently went, okay, I'm going to go back into this game because of mainly requests, but because I wanted to play it, and as most people will know, it's on PC, Xbox, and PS4. It is a action adventure set in the Middle Earth universe.
Plus, you're a Lord of the Rings fan.
Sorry, yeah, of course, yeah, and a Gollum impressionist.
I've heard you're a Gollum impressionist. Can you give us an example? What does Gollum think of this game?
He thinks he's tricksy face, precious Gollum.
I love it. Thank you for that.
Need a bit of water for that, but
yeah.
but yeah, no, I that was the main reason. Yeah, absolutely. And I'd wanted to go back into it, and so far what I've loved about it is it's very action adventure orientated, a bit of stealth, a bit of action. I really love that Warner Brothers used the Arkham Asylum kind of battle system. I think that battle system is amazing, and we've seen it in other games recently, like Spider-Man PS4 and things like that. So I think that's a really intuitive but also challenging battle system. I think it's really great.
Couldn't agree more.
And what I found really interesting is to begin with, it was like a moderate, challenging difficulty, and as you get more and more skills, it kind of becomes a little bit not easier, but maybe simpler in terms of combat. And I've really enjoyed kind of growing as a character with him, which is awesome. So I'm really enjoying the story so far. It kind of just throws you into the action. I know, Ozzy, you've played it, but it kind of throws you into the action. You're kind of put into Mordor, and then you're trying to find the Hand of Sauron and take him down. And also you befriend an Uruk-hai and an orc, sorry, and you go on this quest, and obviously there's Gollum cameos in there as well. But Gollum is well in there as well. So it's really interesting, and if you exactly. So in terms of gameplay, I'm loving it so far. As I said, a bit moderate, challenging difficulty to begin with, but slowly but surely, after you get hang of the systems, it's been really good and really interesting. I'm about halfway through, I'd say, in terms of story.
Yep.
And this is one of the games that I am going to achievement hunt. So I had a look at the achievements, and it is mostly about collectibles and things like that, which I'm quite keen to do. And I'm a collection hunter. I like collectibles in games.
like-
So that's a game that I am pretty much set on going through. And I've looked at the trophies and the achievements, and it looks like it's a game that I enjoy. That means I want to trophy hunt it.
Yeah,
Basically.
cool. Well, I already can't wait to see you stream some more of it.
Definitely.
And the Nemesis system, have you got into that much?
I love the Nemesis system. I think it's really interesting. I also there's this feeling about when a orc defeats you and goes, "Aha, I've defeated you," and kind of eggs you on and yeah, I've got you now. And then they get more powerful, and you kind of want to go, right, okay, I'm going to go back and get you again, and that feels quite satisfying. But also seeing them kind of like be removed. Yeah, it's great. I think it's great, and I think that the fact they get removed from the hierarchy is really, really interesting. And then you have to do kind of side missions and things around that to really track them down and do that. So I think that is so interesting, and the challenges are so cool. And I like the rewards. The rewards for doing all the challenges, like infinite arrows or something like that, is just such a cool thing. You feel like you've earned it, which is a really great reward system, I think.
Yep. And are you gonna move on to? I mean, it's probably early days yet, but are you looking forward to Shadow of War after playing Shadow of Mordor?
I found a really good deal for Shadow of War about 2 or 3 days ago for like the most amazing price ever, like of like £2.92 or whatever.
No way.
And I've already bought it.
Oh, you bought it? Awesome.
So I'm ready.
Great deal.
Yeah, I'm ready to move on to that later on. So definitely.
Yeah, awesome. Any questions, Fox?
No, I've got that game myself. I heard the first game's a lot better than the second game, unfortunately. But yeah, I'll play the first game eventually. It's on my pile somewhere.
As someone who played both, I would say the second one's better. The only reason that the second one is frowned upon, and I don't want to get into a big debate about this here on the show, but is the microtransactions debate in the second one, which I played the whole game without ever needing a microtransaction or even thinking about microtransactions. So the second game just improves on the first, but there was a lot of negative publicity around the second one in terms of microtransactions. But the gameplay and the game itself is just an improvement. So Crazy's got heaps to look forward to on that one. Okay, moving on. I think it was my next game, I believe. So a lot of you will already know I was playing it earlier on this very live stream. I was playing Prey. I started this a little while ago. I'm about 25 hours in and absolutely loving this. Again, this is another old game. We can talk about old games here that I'm finally getting back to. I've been going through my backlog. Prey, the 2017 Prey, that is, for those wondering. Really cool first person. It's like a space exploration survival game. It's really sort of hard to pinpoint a genre for me. Fox, I know you've played it. Would you give it a genre, or what would you call it?
Genre, yeah. It's definitely first-person space exploration survival game. That's probably the best bet.
Yeah,
a bit of horror as well.
I kind of like. I was thinking about it. Some people were saying, "Oh, is it like Alien Isolation?" I'm like, it kind of is, but it's kind of not. Is it like Dead Space? It kind of is, but it kind of isn't. So I've said that it's actually a cross between Alien Isolation, Dead Space, and Deus Ex.
Yeah, that's probably it. It's probably Deus Ex with Dead Space.
Yeah, maybe not Alien Isolation as much, but and I reckon I'm about 3/4. It's hard for me I have no idea how far through I am, but I will be doing.
You're about 3/4. I just told you that.
Yeah, I will be doing 2 playthroughs. I can get all the achievements in 2 playthroughs. There's lots of missables. It's really complicated achievement or trophy list actually. Really sort of complex. I'm following a guide and trying to stream it at the same time, which is a job all in itself. And there's like, you have to play through it once, saving as many of the humans as you can and not killing any humans specifically. And then you've got to do a second playthrough where you have to kill all of the humans. I really like games like this, and where you get to sort of play through the game twice, but both playthroughs are very different. I don't want to just play through the game again with a different difficulty, so to speak, but actually having 2 playthroughs that are different in your tactics and things like that, I do enjoy. So I'm happy about that. And it does, according to guides, it does say it will take approximately 45 hours, but because I'm streaming it, I'm probably looking at about 60 hours, I reckon. We will see.
It's long. It's a long game.
You got a platinum on it, didn't you, Fox? And you were saying...
So Yeah, so I remember, I think, yeah, a while ago, I think this is when I wasn't getting trophies. There was like a brief period where I wasn't playing much PlayStation. For whatever reason, I don't know why, I just went, all right, let's just play Prey. Even though probably should have done something easier to get back into it. It was from a YouTube video that this channel that I really respect do a lot of game discussion videos and game design stuff, and they said how good the storyline was in Prey. And because I trust these guys so much, they said, please don't watch this video until you play the game so you don't ruin the storyline. I was like, all right, no, fine, I'll play the game. And 45, 50 hours later, however long it took me, I think it took me like 3 weeks. I reckon I did, and yeah, I finished it. Yeah, 2 playthroughs. And yeah, a lot of save scumming is what you had to do just to make sure you didn't accidentally kill someone. And on the other playthrough, when you do kill everybody, you got to make sure you're the one that kills the person, not somebody else.
Yeah,
So,
that's a good point. Very good point.
so anyone doing that, just if you're a person that doesn't like saving and reloading, probably avoid it. But a lot of fun. It's really good.
There was this section I just did last night, which I'm going to have a lot of trouble with when I'm the one who has to kill them because
Is it the cafeteria?
It's called the fitness center. And
yeah, and there's all.
It's near the cafeteria. Yeah, there's the people being mind controlled. So there's humans. They're being mind controlled by an alien, and then there's this like flame, broken like gas pipe with a flame coming out of it, and these humans walk through it and get killed by the flames. I have no idea.
The developers trolling you.
Yeah, I have no idea how I'm going to be the one that kills them if they go through those flames. So we'll figure that out on the second playthrough. Crazy, have you played it at all?
No, but I've been watching your gameplay, and I have looked into it, and I believe I have a copy of it somewhere, so I just need to
Oh, you need to
get
find
it downloaded.
that.
Yeah.
Somewhere
And I was just going to say,
Yep.
with the saving, is it saves as in you save in menu, or do you have to go to save points? Is that
No, you can
how
just
do
save
it?
in menu. It's pretty flexible.
Okay, so it's quite flexible. You don't have to go to a save point and do that, which is I think what Dead Space did is it save points, and that's
Oh yeah, you have to
terms of
save it.
platinum
Those
and
terminal
No,
things.
Yeah.
you can save wherever you want.
Yeah, you can save wherever.
okay,
you
cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Except if you're already in combat or something, I don't think it lets you save then. But
I was
yeah.
going to mention Aussie
Yep.
in regards to the kill people and don't kill people. Obviously, I'm not going to say anything, but it does relate to the storyline and the ending, so you'll probably get a kick out of it when you finish it.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to that. I did just get the secret ending of the game just today, which is I'm not going to say anything actually. If anyone wants to go and play it, I definitely recommend it. It is an old game. If it's still sitting on your backlog though, I'm really enjoying my time with it. Okay, moving on. Fox, what was the next game you were going to talk about?
All right, so next one was Hunt Down. Now, I did talk about this, I think, 2 podcasts ago. So I went back to actually get the platinum, and
Hey, Fox, how many people have the plat for this game?
As of today, only 9, and I'm number 7 in the world.
Woo.
I know you're very proud of that.
Fucking hell, man! It was a task and a half. That game. It is one of the hardest games I've ever done my entire life. It was insane. So what makes it so hard is that you have to finish the game on the hardest difficulty, and you have to finish every level. There's 20 levels without dying. But as soon as you get shot by someone, you die, and then you have to pause that game, restart the level, and do it again.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was insane, absolutely insane. And I even had the developer come watch me as well, do the final few levels as well, and he was very excited to watch me do it as well.
I did see that.
It was very exciting.
And I do remember early on you spoke to the developer about and suggested to them that they should change it. Now that you are the 7th plat of the game, do you still share that opinion, or do you think it should stay how it was?
It's tough because when it comes to small indie games like that, it's hard for them to get the sale in general. It's already hard enough to sell an indie game in general because people only spend their money on AAA games, and then they go, "Oh, I don't want to buy this. It looks small and crap," and try anything else. Then you've got people who get trophies, and if a game's really easy and dumb, buy the game, and they won't even care what it is, but they'll just buy it just because it's easy. Around like games.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like you have to make the trophy not too hard so that a trophy hunter will be, I'll just buy it. It looks kind of cool. I'll pay $20 for it, whatever it was, 20 US. I'll buy it just to get the trophy. But because it's super hard, there's going to be a lot of people who just won't play it at all.
Yeah, you're right. They're cutting out a portion of the market, whether that's a big portion or not, I'm not sure, but there's going to be a certain amount of people who are trophy hunters and go, or I don't think I'll be able to get the plat, so I'm not going to play it.
Yeah. Like I think the annoying thing about the trophies was that you do have to finish the game on normal, hard, and brutal. Like they don't stack. So I did finish the game 3 times, but I took it as a practice run. So when I did normal to hard, I kind of like memorized the level, and then when I did hard to brutal, that's when I started memorizing it to where the secret weapons were, managing ammo, and then just knowing where all the key enemies are so that I don't get killed. Yeah, it's excellent. It's honestly one of the best games I've ever played in my life, and my top 10 game of this year, easy.
Wait.
I played it too, and I'm loving it so far.
Those two statements conflict with each other. Is it one of the best games ever, or just top 10 this year? Because if it's one of the best games ever, it would have to be the best game this year.
Well, who knows? Something else might amazing come out this year.
I mean so far, that you've played so far.
It's easily one of the best games of this year, and it's definitely my top 300 games ever made.
Top 300. That is insane that you have a top 300. I just was trying to get you to say stuff like that. All good. And you've played it as well, have you, Crazy?
Yeah, I haven't played it all the way through yet, but it's on and I thoroughly enjoyed Fox's stream, so it was like I need to get this game. I'm enjoying it so far.
Awesome.
I would really like to get the platinum, and I'm gonna make an attempt on it. But I've got such a game list at the moment for streaming. It's probably going to be a game that I'm going to do off stream. So I'm loving it so far. It's everything I want from that kind of themed game, and it reminds me of games like Metal Slug and things like that, and Contra. It's just beautiful. I like it for that.
Very cool.
It's really really cool soundtrack and really really great gameplay.
Did you already say, Fox, how long it took you to get?
Probably. I reckon I crossed 30 hours to 40.
Okay.
Something like that, yeah. But I like to add, though, it's one of the few games when I play it on stream, because a lot of times the average person comes to my stream, what is this game? Because no one knows what the hell I play. It was one of the few games that people went, whoa, and like even people who didn't know what it was, they were actually like mesmerized by it. And the fact that, Crazy liked it, and I think I got like another, 5 people bought the game as I was playing it as well. They said, this game's awesome. Yeah, it's really well made. Like seriously, people, like if you're not going to get the trophy because it's too hard, please buy the game. It's excellent. You won't regret it.
It's a very good game. Yeah.
All right, so that is Hunt Down. Moving on to you, Crazy. You had one more game to talk about.
I do, and I saved the best till last. I've been playing The Last of Us Part 2, which is exclusive to PS4.
And you've just beaten it, haven't you?
It is amazing. I have just beaten it.
Okay,
so
just as a warning, we're not going to be spoiling anything. No story spoilers or anything like that.
I won't even touch the story. I'll just give you kind of an overarching for most people know what the game's about. It is a survival horror kind of themed game, but obviously an emotional story, post-apocalyptic storyline, focusing on obviously survivors in the apocalypse of not a virus, but obviously a fungal infection, and it is a story specifically focused on Ellie this time, in terms of the story, with some really interesting twists and turns. Very emotional, great soundtrack, amazing gameplay. They stepped up the gameplay from the first one. They've added some mechanics like crawling, like proper prone shuffling through the grass and things like that, and they've just made it so much smoother. There are no load times apart from if you die, there's a load time there. I didn't see a load time throughout the entire game, but a couple times of dying, and it was just beautiful. It was a cinematic experience, absolutely amazing. And I yesterday when I was finishing it off, I had goosebumps. People reacting in chat, it was just phenomenal. And I even thinking about it, I'm just feeling a bit like, oh wow, it's such a good game. I know that there's been some, I know there's been some. I've read some articles and I've seen some people talk about it outside of the game. It's got some, some people. I noticed some feedback from some people is that the story, wasn't what they expected and things like that. But in terms of, I think when I think about the game, the only real kind of thing I think is that the structure could have been different. But then I'm also thinking, but what would I wanted differently? And actually, I don't really know what that was like. And it was just a beautiful game, and it was just so good. And if you want a cinematic experience where you have a great story, have some really, and it's really brutal. So like, I've watched a lot of horror movies. I've watched a lot of horror. I play a lot of horror games. There are moments where I cringed at some of the moments, in the game, and it's just like, oh, they've really pushed it here with the brutalness of it, and it's I was sitting there going, oh, okay, that's painful, and they throw some surprises in there with some of the stuff, and sometimes things just hit you out of nowhere, and you're just like, what? And I think I had like 5 or 6 jaw drop moments throughout the entire. I even had like a counter in my head of how many times I went, what? I just reacted to the game. But no, it's absolutely amazing. It is a game that I'm going to platinum. Like, I looked at the platinum, the trophy list. I actually so what I did is when I went into it, I went completely blind. I was very successful in managing not to see any spoilers, because I know there's been loads of spoilers around it for ages. And what I managed to do is to avoid anything. I had a heavy moderation on my channel. Had no one, like, I had some moments where I had one moment where it might have been spoiled, but I didn't see it, and my moderators were great, and managed to avoid all spoilers. I went into the game thinking, okay, I'm not going to trophy hunt this right now. I'm just going to go and enjoy it and then come back to it later. And just by looking at some of the trophies, so there's some trophies where you have some challenges about doing some kind of interesting side bits. I got about 33% of the trophies on one playthrough.
Yep.
And this was without doing anything,
without
like not
trying,
looking anything up.
Yeah,
without trying. And I got 33% of the trophies. And then last night we looked through them, and actually they're mostly collectibles. And also, just going back. And what's really handy, and I don't know if this was in the first one, I'm trying to remember if it was in the first one, but they had chapter select. And you can see, I think, like some of the Uncharted games, you can see that which ones you've missed in each chapter. So I can go back now through and go through each chapter and go, okay, so my kind of advice, I think, if someone's going to go say, how do I approach this? So complete the game blind, get as much as you can, enjoy it, and then go back and go, okay, well, what chapter do I do? Do it chapter by chapter, and then go and do New Game Plus to get all the upgrades. So you may not get all the upgrades in one playthrough. So one of the trophies is to upgrade one skill tree in the game, get all the crafting tables, all those kinds of things. You can get them so you might be doing maximum maybe 3 playthroughs, but you probably want to do it in that order, so you can get the collectibles and then go through and get all the upgrades for the weapons. Is my kind of how I'm going to approach it. I don't know if that is helpful to someone else, but in terms of difficulty in comparison to the first one, it's so much simpler, because the first one had I think multiplayer achievements as well. Or
let's not talk about the multiplayer trophies.
Yeah. Sorry.
We're talking,
but
we've mentioned this on one of the podcasts before. That was just when they were adding multiplayer to every game. Every game.
Yeah,
had multiplayer.
the Last of Us ones were terrible.
Yeah. But sounds good, Crazy.
No.
I think with a game like that, you did it the right way anyway. Just play it through once without worrying about trophies or achievements.
Yeah.
Well, obviously trophies. And just enjoy it. Obviously, I'm not going to play it. I'm an Xbox gamer, but I've watched plenty of people streaming it lately, and it looks cool. I'm a bit jealous, but I like to get to experience it through Twitch, and I feel like I'm not missing out then. Too much.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I am what I'm going to do in terms of trophies is I am going to do the bulk of it off stream. Like, I am going to go off stream and do the bulk of it. But when I get closer to the platinum, I think I'm going to do.
Oh, you want that plat to pop on stream?
Just to pop it on stream, have it be acknowledged on stream, and actually celebrate it as a community. So I'm gonna like plan it out. I'm actually going to do this. I'm going to sit there. How am I going to approach this? And I'm going to get it. So like literally during that stream, get it and then celebrate it, which would be great. So that would be
Perfect. Very cool. All right, we better move on to the next game, guys. I know a lot of you probably want to talk about that game. Fox, I know you're going to be playing it soon.
Yep.
But we'll just leave it for everyone to play and then make their own decisions about it and all of that. Now, I have not played much in the last 2 weeks. I've only really played those 2 main games. The other game that I really spent a lot of time on was Far Cry New Dawn, but I already spoke about that on the last podcast because I was halfway through it when we last recorded the podcast. I've gone back to a lot of games where I was missing a couple of achievements here and there and got those, but nothing significant to talk about. So, but I know, Fox, you had one more game you wanted to mention, so we'll just touch on that quickly.
So last game I did was Spongebob Squarepants Battle for Bikini Bottom, which is a remake of the PS2 Xbox GameCube game that came out back then. I never got to play it back then, even though I do own it on Xbox, the original one. And I love it. I've heard so many good things about it. There's a speedrunner up there who, back before this game got remade, used to out of his way to like explain how good this game was. And yeah, he was right. This game's awesome. Really good camera controls, really smooth. The humor's there. So if you love the SpongeBob cartoon, absolutely love this game. The voice acting's top notch, except for Mr. Krabs. They changed the voice actor of Mr. Krabs. Apparently, there's some reason. I don't know. I'm not getting into that. But yeah, easy game. A lot of just collectibles. I do want to mention to anyone that does plan on getting 100% the game, the most annoying collectible is Patrick's socks.
Oh,
On the select.
Okay, sorry.
Tells you
go,
where
go.
all the main collectibles are, but Patrick's sock, it just tells you how many are missing in the level. There's no clue to where it is. So either get the main collectible, the golden spatula, and then go back to the level with a guide just to go through it all, or you can just do the old get what you can and then hang your head on the wall when you're trying to figure out which one you're missing when you go through a guide again. But yeah, it's not that hard. It's about 20 hours or less. You need to grind some of the money in the game to give, because obviously everyone knows Mr. Krabs is a bit of a greedy bastard. So you got to give him that money so he can give you some golden spatulas to finish the game off. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love it.
Ah, cool. I did see, that was one thing I did see when I was watching you stream it, is you were grinding the money. How long did you have to grind for?
I think I guess to everyone that's going to play the game, if you get everything along the way and get 100%, won't need to get as much money because you probably would have died a few times and we've had to re-get the money again. And so basically with let's just say between 30 minutes to an hour, it's actually not that bad. Basically, you just got to stand in a spot, destroy some boxes, let the money come to you, just kill yourself, and just keep doing it over and over again.
Okay.
It's not too bad. Not a big deal. I wouldn't stress about it.
No worries. All right, now we're going to move on to our next segment, guys. I've got some news I want to cover. And I was looking through the news, and there wasn't a lot that I really wanted to talk about. Again, being quite quiet. I think with half the world on lockdown or whatever, there's not a lot going on. We do have some news coming up. We've got the Xbox event later this month. We've got the Ubisoft event later this month. We've got Ghost of Tsushima coming out this month. I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. So one of the biggest news stories, though, that happened over the last 2 weeks, very relevant, especially for the three of us because we're all streamers, is that Microsoft announced they are closing down Mixer and moving existing partners over to Facebook Gaming. Not too much I want to say about this, but and again, I say it's relevant to us, but not really because we're all Twitch streamers. Do you guys have any thoughts on Mixer closing down? Are you surprised? What about you, Fox?
All right, so I didn't expect to see it coming. I was just living my life because I don't really keep up news anyway. So I was just doing my thing, and someone said, "Oh, Mixer's closed." I'm like, "Huh, okay." But yeah, I guess Ninja and the few other people got a good deal because they got paid big bucks to move to Mixer, and then they cancelled it.
Yeah,
now they get to go back to whatever streaming service they want with that full from Microsoft. So
yeah, I think it worked out that Ninja got $30 million for 11 months or something, something silly like that.
Pretty good deal.
Yeah.
I've been paid that much. Let's just say that.
Now, what do you think about Facebook Gaming? Now, I would have thought before knowing what I know right now, but I would have thought that Mixer was bigger than Facebook Gaming. Do you guys, off the top of your heads, what do you think about? Do you think Facebook Gaming is a big gaming platform?
Not at all. Because Facebook and I watch a lot of entrepreneur videos and stuff like that. Facebook really fudges their numbers when it comes to video views because if you're just scrolling through your news feed, you scroll past the video and you didn't actually engage with the video, it still counts as a view.
Oh, does it?
That's
really?
not a view.
I didn't know that.
It's not a view. There's a few I don't know celebs I watch. I follow them on Facebook, but I don't watch. And I know sometimes they live stream gaming and stuff. I've never actually clicked on it to say, oh, what's going on and stuff. And I just scroll through it. And I'm like, that counted as a view for it. So I don't know. I think Facebook's it should be good because you've got all your friends on there, and I know on Facebook it does have a good feature that when you're in someone's chat, you can share to get everyone to come to the stream with you, type of thing. So it does have some good features for it, but I don't know. I can't imagine it ever taking off.
I find it really, really hard to even consider thinking of going to Facebook for gaming because it's just where you have all your friends and family, and it's very separate to what I have over here with gaming and stuff like that. I just don't want to mix those two. What
just
I
wanna
do
echo
have,
that
guys.
because,
Oh, sorry.
yeah,
Go crazy. Go for it.
I just wanted to echo that because so in terms of because I've been streaming I think almost as long as you guys, and I considered my options last year, and I thought, oh, Mixer, Facebook, or Twitch, and I was already on Twitch, and Twitch at the time was what I was looking for. But there were people going, oh, maybe you should consider Facebook gaming, and actually I like that separation, and actually the you want to provide a space for people to enjoy games, and people come to Twitch to do that, whereas Facebook is kind of a mixture of all these other things that are happening, like you've got businesses, you've got all this other stuff, whereas Twitch is dedicated to the entertainment aspect, whereas whether it's gaming or not, that's really dedicated. So for me, that was a huge aspect of that. And as Fox said, like, I was going about my life, and the next day I heard that Mixer was going down. I was like, oh, okay, this is a surprise, and look what's happened. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, I can tell you that I wasn't surprised, but only because I'd actually watched a video a couple of months back about some stats about Mixer and stuff like that, and I was like, "Oh, this is not looking good." And the writing was on the wall. I looked at some stats, and I pulled up some stats here that for the first quarter of 2020, and I think I've mentioned this before, where a lot of gaming platforms and things like Twitch and that have grown a lot over the last few months, probably because of the pandemic. A lot more people at home, a lot more people with a bit extra time on their hands to watch Twitch and those
Everyone's
types
a streamer
of
now.
platforms.
You're a streamer. You're a streamer.
So just looking at this, the first quarter of 2020, Twitch had 3,114.1 million hours watched. So just over 3,000 million hours watched. So lots and lots, and that accounted for about 65% of the market share. You look at YouTube gaming in the same time period, had 1,000 million hours watched. I don't know how to, I'm guessing that's a billion, but that's just the way these stats are being broken down, and it'll make more sense. When we look at, now I would have thought before knowing all these stats that Facebook gaming was, behind Mixer at least. Facebook gaming had 553 million hours watched in the same time period, compared to Mixer having 81.4 million hours watched, which counted for 2% of the market. Now, I also looked up some statistics in that same time period versus from this year to versus last year. Mixer had a growth of 0.2%. Considering everything else is growing and growing and growing with, like I said, the pandemic and things like that. You can't grow by 0.2% and expect that it's going to keep going and it's going to be viable. So was not surprised at all. But the surprising thing about that for me was that Facebook is already dwarfing Mixer anyway. It's
insane.
Yeah. Again, it doesn't change my point of view. Doesn't change my point of view of what I think of Facebook gaming, but it just shows you how far behind Mixer was. So,
My heart goes out to the people that did start on Mixer, because they probably go, "Oh, this is a brand new platform. It's not oversaturated. I've got a chance to make it big." Because everyone always says, "I wish I started streaming, 5 years ago when it was a lot easier."
Yeah.
Yada yada yada. Mixer was that chance, I guess, for people to do that, and
didn't work out, unfortunately.
But to all the big people, that's fine for them, but all to the little dogs, to go back to start from the bottom again.
Yep. The other thing I actually found, I just found this on Twitter as I was scrolling through yesterday or the day before. As long as you guys are okay to move on from the Mixer news, is Cyberpunk 2077. Obviously, it got delayed again. But I want to know which Fox, are you getting it day one?
Probably not. I'll get it later.
Crazy, are you thinking of getting it day one?
I am, yes, yeah.
I'm going to get it day one. Who wants the deluxe edition? Would you get the deluxe edition, Fox, or would you get the normal edition?
The only thing I ever buy deluxe for is stuff is anything made by From Software. Otherwise, I don't really care.
Okay, what about you, Crazy?
I haven't even looked into it yet. I need to look at the.
Okay, what if I told you that the you guys ruined my punchline, but the standard edition, which is the only edition of Cyberpunk 2077, comes with the original score, an art book, a digital version of the Cyberpunk 2020 source book, which is like the source book for the tabletop RPG, and it comes with a Cyberpunk 2077 digital comic book. These are things that most game companies would charge you, an extra, almost double the price to get the deluxe edition. The deluxe editions I never get deluxe editions, by the way, except for things like I got all of the Batman series. I got all those deluxe editions and get the figurines and stuff with them because I love Batman, in case you guys don't already know. But CD Projekt Red are awesome. You get all of that, just the standard edition for the normal standard edition price as well. They've already said, so pretty cool. I'm excited.
And the collector's edition with the statue.
Hey.
Gonna get the collector's edition with the statue.
Oh, I don't think they've announced anything with the statue, have they?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's been out. It's been announced for ages. It's like a statue of the guy on the motorbike.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
That's something completely different. I think that's just something. Isn't that just something sold separately, or not?
It's a collector's edition. Comes with the game,
I think so,
the statue,
and
plus all the other stuff you just said.
All right. Well, you're ruining my story, but that's okay. I think my point is CD Projekt Red are awesome, and they've already announced that if you buy it on Xbox One, you're going to get it for free on Xbox Series X, the free sort of what do they call that? Not play it anywhere, but smart delivery or whatever. They've already signed up to that, which is something they didn't have to do because people would buy it again. Just look at GTA 5 to know that. I'm looking forward to that game. I can't wait, and I don't care that it got delayed. Like I'm happy with the delay. It just means I've got more time to play other things that are coming out in September as well. Anyway, moving on from that, guys, I want to go over the games coming out in July. Fox, can you run this through the list for me, please?
No worries. So I wrote like a little dot point on each one just so we can quickly talk about it, or we can skip it if it's not interesting.
Yep.
First game is an iPhone, Android game, Sin or Alice. You'd be like, oh, I didn't care, it's a phone game. However, it's a Square Enix game with Yoko Taro doing the storyline for it. So if you guys don't know Yoko Taro, he did the storyline for Nier Automata and Drakengard. Storyline looks pretty cool, but it just still looks like a mobile phone game. So
do you know what? This is actually a mistake by me because I gave you this list, Fox, but I normally look at the list first and I delete the mobile games.
Really?
Yeah.
This one, I guess this is technically like
this one got past me.
Mobile phone game.
And what we'll do for this segment, guys, is if as you go through them, Fox, if either myself or Hazy say skip it, we go straight to the next one.
That's okay.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, it looks whatever. The next game, Trackmania racing game.
That's a big series, but I think this one's just one of the old ones coming to PC. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Next game, Biped on Switch. It was on PS4 originally. It basically plays two robots. It's a co-op kids platform. Actually looks pretty cool.
I know nothing about it.
This game is Infliction Extended Cut. It's a first-person horror game that was on PC, I believe, already. It's okay.
Coming to Switch on July 2. I know nothing.
Next one, PlayStation VR, Marvel Iron Man VR. It comes out July 3rd.
This would be cool. If I had VR. You've got a VR headset, don't you, Fox, or you don't?
Yeah, but I don't really care about Iron Man, so...
No? Not an Iron Man fan? I would get an...
I don't really care about Marvel.
If this wasn't a VR game, it was just a normal... I'd love to play an Iron Man game. Anyway, next.
Next one, Catherine Full Body on Switch, so July 7th. So it's already been out on PS4 for a while, but now it's on Switch.
Is this like a remaster of the original Catherine, or is it a separate game?
It's a remaster. It's to explain because they added another character and then added bits of the storyline.
Oh, is that the extra Catherine? I've heard
the
about
extra
this.
Catherine.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Skip it.
That's July 7th. All right, next one, Superliminal, PS4, Xbox, Switch on July 7th. Now, I forgot what this game was, but I don't remember that one.
I haven't heard of it either.
Yeah, don't remember that one. All right, next game is Crosscode, coming to console. It has been on PC for, I think, a year already. July 9th, PS4, Xbox, Switch. Basically a top-down RPG. I'm actually probably going to play this because I did want this to come out on PS4.
Crosscode on July 9. Okay.
Yeah. Next one, Elden, Path of the Forgotten. Not to be confused with Elden Ring, guys. Elden, Path of the Forgotten. A top-down indie RPG with combat. Looks pretty cool on Switch and PC July 9th. Actually, it's pretty decent.
Imagine if it's FromSoft that are making it Elden Ring, aren't they?
Elden Ring is the new
FromSoft. That's the new FromSoft. Imagine if they just shadow dropped that all of a sudden. I wouldn't put it past them either.
I'd definitely take a week off from work. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
All right, next one, Bloodstained: Curse of the Moon 2, PS4, Xbox, Switch, PC, July 10th. just to everyone in the chat, this is the sequel. So this is not Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which was the Metroidvania. This is Moon, which was the 2D classic Castlevania style game. So with the Nintendo graphics, with the hard platforming. But this is the second game. It looks awesome. I'm definitely going to be playing this.
Okay, a couple of games already that Fox is looking forward to.
Yeah, a few indie games getting stood again. All right, next one. Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise on Switch only, July 10th. I would play this, but it's only on Switch, so I'm hoping it's coming to PS4, Xbox later. Really good horror game. First game was.
Yeah, I remember watching. I've seen some videos of the first one, but it's only coming to Switch, so I'm like, I'm out.
It's actually Guinness World Record of the most polarizing reviews ever.
Oh wow, okay.
It has the most 10s and 0s out of 10s ever.
I'm actually excited for this next one, even though I might not play it, but I'm excited for this next game.
F1 2020, PS4, Xbox, Stadia, and PC, July 10th.
And the reason I'm excited for that game is because the F1 2020 season is restarting or starting finally this weekend, and I love my F1s. Now, also, if you are interested in that game, I've seen a few people chatting on my Discord about who's going to get the 100% on it first. So please, if you're thinking of playing that game and you're into achievement hunting or trophy hunting, head over to my Discord. There's a link in the video description, and have a chat about it there as well. Okay, you can move on now.
The next racing game, we've got another racing game same day, NASCAR Heat 5, PS4, Xbox, and PC, July 10th. I don't think any Australian person is really interested in NASCAR, really.
We've got other people watching, but I don't think we're much of a racing channel, so yeah.
No, not really.
Skip
I
it.
tried NASCAR once. All right, anyway. Next game, Sword Art Online, Alicization Lycorius, PS4, Xbox One, PC, July 10th. Action RPG based on the anime. I won't be playing it, but yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, is it actually an action RPG? I thought it was more of like a visual novel type game.
No, action RPG. Absolute action RPG.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very.
I think I just saw some screenshots. I don't know. It wasn't for me.
I think Aussie think everything Japanese is visual novel.
I don't know.
Next game, Death Stranding, finally for PC, July 14th.
That is interesting. It's finally coming to PC, and
there was some controversy because that game was a PS4 exclusive, and the wording was very misleading.
Yeah, very.
Yeah. I'll be playing that on stream, I think, as well.
Oh, really?
It's a cool game.
You didn't play it on PS4, Crazy?
No, I thought I'd wait and
see
how it looked on PC.
All right, that'll be interesting. All right.
Next game, Neon Abyss, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, July 14th. Basically a 2D platformer roguelike. It looks exactly like Enter the Gungeon, except for it's 2D playing as opposed to top-down. I'm definitely going to be playing this. It looks freaking awesome. I can't wait for it.
Definitely sounds like a Fox type of game.
Yeah, it's going to be super hard as well.
Unlike this next one.
Next one, and this is Aussie game. This is definitely Aussie Gamer.
Definitely
Rocket
not.
Arena, a 3 shooter multiplayer.
It's like a 3v3 hero arena battle game.
Yeah, just a multiplayer game. Just another multiplayer game. Probably die away in a year's time, like they always do. July 14th.
Less.
Next one, Hunting Simulator 2 on PC, July 16th. I'm not into killing animals, so
skip it.
Okay. Yep. Radical Rabbit Stew. This one actually looks pretty cool. PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, July 16th. Top-down grid-based puzzle game with some boss battles and combat. Looks pretty cool. I'm actually going to give this one a try.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of it.
I've never heard of it either. I looked it up. It looks cool.
I'll keep an eye out for it. That is... wait, that was July 16. Okay. Yep.
July 16th. Next one, Drake Hollow, Xbox One, PC, July 17th. A co-op-based defense style game. So you kind of play with your party, I think you play a co-op with your real-life friends, up a base and defend like a wave mode. Looks kind of cool.
Okay, almost like tower defense or something.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
Next one, Ghost of Tsushima.
Skip it. No one cares.
I never heard of that. Yeah, no one cares.
Just kidding.
The Origami King.
Just kidding.
Cannot wait. Cannot wait for Ghost of Tsushima.
Ghost of Tsushima, July 17th.
Tsushima, July 17th, PS4. I think everyone knows what's going on.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Pretty excited for that one. I'm not excited for it. I'm excited to watch some people play it. I won't be playing it. Crazy's excited.
I reckon I'm going to play the whole game black and white.
Oh, I did see that. I get very. No, I couldn't do that. But anyway,
I was like all Japanese films.
Same game. Same day though. Another game coming out.
Yeah, another huge game. Paper Mario: The Origami King. So it's been a long time since Paper Mario release on Switch, July 17th. It's pretty damn good. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
think I
I'm
have
looking
time to
for
play.
I'm looking forward to it because it's Origami. But as Ghost of
Yes.
Tsushima's coming out, I'm gonna have to put it on pause for a period of time. But it will be on my
Yeah.
list.
I'm excited because like the first two Paper Mario games are excellent, and then they've
Mm.
gone down in quality. So let's see if Nintendo can bring it back. Next game,
Yeah, yeah.
Into the Radius on Rift and Vive.
VR
So that's
game.
obviously VR headsets.
Yep.
At 20, it's a first-person survival game. It's kind of dark and bleak. Doesn't look too bad, but yeah, I won't be. I haven't got that type of VR anyway.
Okay.
Next game, Rock of Ages 3, Make and Break. PS4, Xbox One, Switch, Stadia, PC, July 21. This is the third Rock of Ages game. Basically, play as a boulder rolling down a hill and smashing buildings.
Well, basically, people can make levels for you. This is the concept. Is that's why it's called make and break. So people make levels, and then your job is to smash them as much as you can, basically.
But I'm a huge fan of this developer who made Rock of Ages. I've played a few. I've pretty much played most of their games they've done. They always make. They're from Chile, I believe, the South America, Chile. They always make really weird games. They're never excellent, but they're always just such good concepts that I always like to support them. They always do a good job.
I actually think this would be kind of a cool game for a streamer as well. Like you could get your viewers to make levels for you, and then you go and smash them. So I'm looking into this one.
It's their most popular game series they've been released, so I reckon it's definitely worth giving it a try to stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into it.
Next game, Bounty Battle, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC, July 23rd. 2D fighting game. Now, I didn't see if it was a one-on-one or if it's a Smash Brothers style fighting game, but it's featuring a roster of indie characters, so it has heaps of characters from different indie games.
Oh, that sounds cool though.
Yeah, I haven't played a fighting game in ages, so if the mechanics are good, I might give it a try because I haven't played a fighting game for
What's the bet?
Exactly.
Shovel Knight shows up in it. He's in everything.
Yeah, I know. He was in Ukulele as well.
Yeah.
Next game, Rogue Legacy 2, PC, July 23rd. This is a sequel to a very beloved rogue-like game, Rogue Legacy. I never played the first game. I'm probably going to wait till it comes on console anyway for the sequel. But yeah, July 23rd. So I'm sure there's a lot of people looking forward to that.
So that's PC only for now.
Yeah, PC only.
Okay.
Yeah, the other one's on all consoles and that, so I'm going to assume it's coming out later.
Yep.
This game I never heard of. It looks really cool. It's called Rocky. There's this accent on the O, so it's Scandinavian.
Rocky?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how Scandinavians pronounce their O's with that. Anyway, July 23rd on PC only. A 3D adventure game exploring, and it's got lots of Scandinavian folklore. Actually, kind of looks like it's a little bit scary. Not like full like a horror game, but it's got like a little bit of creepiness to it. So it looks kind of cool.
Very cool.
If it gets excellent reviews, I'll give it a crack. Next game, Destroy All Humans, remake, PS4, Xbox One, Stadia, PC, July 28. Anyone got anything to say about that?
Sorry, I was reading something else. The Destroy All Humans.
Yeah, I didn't mind the original PS2 game. I didn't really care that much, so I don't know. If I'm too busy, I'll probably skip
Looking
it.
back at the original, it does nothing for me. Thinking of it as just a brand new game, depending on what else is out around it and stuff like that, then I'm.
Is this a new game?
It's like a remake. It's a remake of the first game.
Oh, okay.
It's a remake, yeah.
Yeah. So remade from the ground up, not just high resed, but actually remade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next game, Grounded, Xbox One, PC, July 28th. Survival game where you play as shrunken children in a.
This is the Honey I Shrunk the Kids game. Now.
I Shrunk the Kids, the
I
game.
think that though, I forgot to look into this. That may be just it going into the game preview program. I don't think that is its official full release date. If it is its full release date, then I'm definitely going to play it and play it on stream, maybe with some viewers and things like that. I love the look of this game. I can't wait to play it.
Looks cool.
Yeah,
it does look cool. Same day, Other Side, spelled other with a CIDE. PlayStation 4, Xbox One, PC, July 28th. White tactics RPG. I didn't see much from the footage. It looks all right. If it gets good reviews, I might give it a try.
Cool.
Next is Pistol Whip. This is already on VR, but now it's come to PSVR. July 28th. Fast-paced VR game. Obviously, it's the first person to shoot because you're in VR. But you're just shooting. It's like you're on rails and shooting people. It looks It's kind of like the opposite of Super Hot, so it's like super fast paced. Looks kind of cool. I might
The opposite of Super Hot. Okay.
Opposite of Super Hot, yeah, because Super Hot's slow.
But it's just VR.
Yeah, it looks
okay.
just PSVR, yeah. But but it's already on the old VR consoles.
Yep.
Yeah.
And next game we got July 28th, Skater XL, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. And this is a skating game simulator, so it's not arcade like Tony Hawk's. It's more of a similar to Skate.
Oh, really? Okay. I was like, is this Skate? And they've just accidentally put it up. Nah, but yeah. No.
I had to double check. I had to double check that too. I was like, is it already out? Okay, that was quick.
Yeah.
Next game, Terrarium, PC, July 28th. It's basically an idle clicker game where you're looking after a terrarium with like little plants and that. Just looks like a chill game type of thing for casual people. Looks kind of cool.
PC only, July 28th. Okay, yep.
Next game, July 31st, Castle Storm 2, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, PC. It's a bit confusing for this game. It's like a strategy game. You build an army up and I guess to attack another army. It's not an RTS though. It's okay.
Okay.
Next game, Fairy Tale, July 31st. And this is based obviously on the anime as well. PS4, Switch, PC. Now I could not tell from the screenshots what type of game it is. But I'm not going to say it's action. I'm not going to say it's action RPG or action game. But it's made by Koei Tecmo, who did make the Dynasty Warriors game. So I'm just trying to wonder if it's like that.
Oh,
if it's like a Musu style game where you fight like 1,000 enemies as one dude.
Yep.
And then next game is Monster Crown on PC, July 31st. This looks really cool. I might see if it comes in console. I'll wait for it, but otherwise I might give it a crack. It's a Pokemon clone indie game, the original Game Boy Color aesthetic. So yeah, it's got that. Looks like Game Boy game. Looks really good.
Right up your alley again, Fox. I'd say the standout from that list is probably Ghost of Tsushima. I was going to ask you, Crazy, what you're looking forward to the most, but that's an easy answer.
I love Japanese culture and Japanese history, and samurai movies is right up my street. So I'm looking forward to playing that. I will be playing it in full Japanese when I play it as well. I've even bought the collector's edition, and I never do this. Like I haven't done this in a long time, so I bought the collector's edition, which is I've saved up quite a bit of money for. So I'm looking forward to that. I'll be doing an unboxing of that as well on stream. So yeah, I'm hyped for that game. It's so exciting, and I love the fact that there's going to be I get the sense of a real great story behind it. So I'm very much looking forward to playing that for many different reasons. You
are all in. Very cool. Very cool. All right, Fox. What about you? Anything that you're super looking forward to from that list?
I'm excited for Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. If Daily Premonition 2 comes onto PS4 later, I'll wait for it then. But I kind of want to play. I got to play the first game though, and I really want to play Neon Abyss, and I'll definitely give Ghosts a shot. And they're the ones
Okay, I'd probably say the one I'm the most keen on Grounded. One because it is an Xbox game studio game and stuff like that. And I'm very biased towards them, but I just think it looks cool that it's got a single player component to it, but you can also do co-op with friends and stuff. And it's just Honey I Shrunk the Kids is all the vibe I get from it.
It pretty much is. It looks dope.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I've heard that you end up hunting down like bugs, and it reminded me of like Monster Hunter, but in a way where you hunt down bugs, and different bugs have different armor you can get from them. So, and then you craft like different armor and different tools and weapons and things from different bugs that you end up hunting down. I don't know how much of that has made it into the final game, but I'm looking forward to finding out. All right, moving on, guys. I want to talk about Xbox Game Pass, of course. There's been a few new additions. I was hoping I did check again today for any new announcements. I do know that as we're recording this, guys, Soul Calibur 6 has just hit Game Pass. Not a game for me. I'm not a fighting game fan, but it did just sort of, surprisingly drop onto Game Pass. So for you fighting fans out there, I do want to just chat about the recent additions to Game Pass, including this one, and in terms of what they'll give you in terms of completions and that sort of thing. From what I could tell, there's a Power Picks guide on Soul Calibur 6. He says it's about a 6 out of 10 difficulty and will take around 40 to 50 hours. So that's fairly lengthy completion for some of the fighting games that we've had recently. Some of the other games that recently came to Game Pass, one is Night Call. This is a game where you're playing as a cab driver in Paris, working the night shift. A corrupt detective is planning to frame you for a series of murders unless you can help with the investigation. You must pick up passengers, listen to their stories, and help solve a mystery. I looked on the True Achievements website, guys. No one has completed it yet, so I can't give any tips or idea
Might
of...
be glitched then, because it's been out since 2019.
Has it? It definitely looks... I looked at a few people commenting on there, and it looks like there are some that might be very hard. I didn't see much about glitches, but let us know in the comments down below, guys. Another recent game that came to Game Pass the other day is Streets of Rogue. This is a roguelite that takes place in a procedurally generated city instead of a dungeon. Players will have to fight, sneak, and hack their way through the immersive sim, and they need to complete specific mission goals by using their character's special traits, items, and the environment. I had a bit of a look at this game, and it looks just the art style and the sort of the top-down view looks a lot like Enter the Gungeon, and I did see one reviewer said it is like GTA mixed with Enter the Gungeon, but I'm not sure how close to it that is. Have either of you ever seen Streets of Rogue?
I saw it when it first came out, but I don't know, it just didn't look that, it didn't appeal, so I just didn't get around to it.
And again, on True Achievements, it's only got a 1% completion rate, and couldn't see many guides and things like that out there for it, so I'm not sure on completing that one. The next game that came to Game Pass was The Messenger. This is a very well-known indie game already, but this is where players take on the role of a young ninja who travels through a cursed world to deliver a powerful scroll to help with his clan's survival after a demon army attacks their village. Fox, I know you've beaten the game.
So I have, it's not that hard to get to completion. It takes about less than 15 hours. It's not super hard. I'd say it's like a medium difficulty. Like the average person could probably do it. But yeah, really cool game. Has a really I'm serious, guys. Has a crazy ass plot twist that you would never expect. If I ever did a top 20 plot twist of all time, this would be in there. It's that insane. You wouldn't believe it.
I think I'm due to play a game like this. I've been playing a lot of these bigger open world or exploration type games. I'm going to try and play a smaller game like this. So depending on when I finish Prey and depending what else is out around that time, I'm hoping for this to be my next stream game, actually.
Yeah.
Have you played it, Crazy?
No, but it's on my list. I've had it on my list for a while. Definitely, I'm looking forward to it.
It definitely looks really cool. I actually
it.
watched a few videos on it today after learning that it had come to Game Pass recently. Yeah. Looks really cool. Moving on to the next recent addition to Game Pass is Observation. This is a sci-fi thriller. Players will have to uncover the mystery of what happened to Dr. Emma Fisher and her crew through the lens of the space station's artificial intelligence. Players will have to operate cameras, control systems, and other tools to assist Dr. Fisher in uncovering what happened to her crew. It also reminds me of a similar vibe to the Deliver Us the Moon game, Tacoma, a few other space games that I've been looking at lately. Looks kind of cool. I did see on PS Trophies, it's about a 3 out of 10 in terms of difficulty for the completion. It also should take around 6 hours. There are a bunch of collectibles and puzzles and things like that. I'm actually considering making this my next guide on my YouTube channel. If you're watching this and you think that would be a good idea, let me know in the comments down below, please. Have either of you seen that game, Observation?
I've seen the trailer, but I've not actually. Yeah.
Yeah, same crazy. I saw it. I actually was thinking about playing it.
It looks kind of cool. If I hadn't just played Deliver Us the Moon, I'd be straight onto this game actually. But I think I will get straight onto it anyway. Yeah. I've just played Deliver Us the Moon. I'm playing Prey, and then this comes out. I was like,
I'm gonna be sick of space.
Yeah, I'm in space all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. But other than that,
Space 17.
Now, another thing I haven't touched on normally in the podcast, but I do want to quickly touch on something that's important to a lot of achievement hunters out there, and that is the Leaving Soon section of Xbox Game Pass. Just picked out a couple of games that are leaving Xbox Game Pass in the next couple of weeks. One is Dead Rising 4. If you haven't started that, you might want to get onto it straight away, guys, because it looks like it is a 100+ hour completion. Nothing very hard, but there's a few grindy things and that in there. And I think it's also a very underrated series. it's a zombie game that's not meant to be taken too seriously and stuff like that. So if you've got Game Pass and you want to get another completion under your belt before it leaves, jump onto that one. The next one that is leaving soon is Blazing Chrome. I know Fox wants to talk about this game.
Yeah, I got the platinum trophy in this game. Awesome, freaking awesome game. This one is definitely a Contra clone. Run and gun, eight directional shooting. But it's pretty tough. You do have to finish on like some hardcore. I think finish on some hardcore mode, and you have 3 lives, something like that. Something really tough. You can. There is like a reset level trick that you can do to get through it to make it a bit easier, but you still got to get good and memorize the entire game. I bought this game twice. I've got it on my PS4 digital, and I've got the physical copy as well, which comes in a VHS cassette tape. It's actually sitting right behind me on my bed if you guys want to see it.
Now, I haven't actually confirmed this with you, Fox, but I know you won't mind me saying this on here. I've not played this, and I'm not going to play it until I play it co-op with you, Fox. So when these lockdowns finish, and either I come to Adelaide or you come to Melbourne, next time we're together, we are going to co-op some Blazing Chrome, just for fun, on stream, guys, okay? So keep an eye out for that when COVID F's off. What do you reckon about that, Fox? You in?
That sounds dope.
Yeah. Sorry, Crazy, it's a bit far for you. You're more than welcome.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I'll start walking now, shall I?
Oh, hang on.
You've got joint citizenship. You got UK, Australia, joint citizenship.
He's just over there in my IKEA lounge room, actually. Maybe we should play it after the stream, Crazy.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'll wait here.
Yeah, so Fox and I want to do some couch co-op, and that will be one of our games that we'll do when we finally meet up for some couch co-op, guys. That'll be a cool dual stream, Fox. That'll be fun. All right. The other game leaving Game Pass soon is Metal Gear Solid 5 Phantom Pain. This is a big completion. It could take upwards of 200 hours. I myself have put over 100 hours into it, and I haven't completed it yet. I love the game. Don't love the story, but I love the gameplay loop and the sandboxes and stuff like that. Crazy, I'll start with you. Have you played it?
I played it and I loved it. It was a shame about the completion of the game, the game itself.
Yeah.
But the game, the music, the graphics, the gameplay was just phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely
really
loved my time with that game. I've always been meaning to go back to it. I actually own the game, so I don't mind that it's leaving Game Pass. I remember I've gone back to it 3 or 4 times over the last few years. And every time I put it down for something else, I'm like, I'm going to come back to it. I want to beat it and finish it one day. So I might one day, but I know I'm over 100 hours in, and I'm probably halfway towards the completion. I don't know. Fox, did you play it?
Yeah, I'm a huge Metal Gear Solid fan, so that was a day one purchase for me. But yeah, I did get the platinum for it.
You got the platinum?
It took me 120 hours, I think. But yeah,
Wow.
I have mixed feelings in the game. I think the best, like as a hardcore Metal Gear Solid fan who's played every single game in the series, it's like I think it's the best and the worst Metal Gear Solid game ever made.
Yeah, okay.
I agree.
I can see why.
The storyline's not complete, and there's only 2 boss battles in it. And Metal Gear Solid is known for the boss battles too, and took that out of the game, which really kind of ruins the game a little bit.
Yeah, I like just if you take out the storyline, which I can't remember / can't understand anyway, but just the gameplay and the feel of it and stuff like that, and the different little things that you can do, I remember loving. But maybe I'm closer to the completion than I think I am, but I know I'm 100 hours in, so
it's pretty tough because you have to get S rank on every level. And you have to get a maxed out base. You have to grind out materials. You have to build a nuclear missile, which takes 24 hours. But you can't just leave that. If you're building the nuke, you can just leave the PlayStation, Xbox on while it builds up. So it's not a big deal. And then you have to dismantle it. After 24 hours of building this nuke, you got to hit dismantle, and then you get another achievement. That was my last achievement, actually, dismantling the nuke.
I remember getting up to some of those more grindy things, and that's what made me put it down for something else. But either way, I love the game. But guys, if you haven't played it and you've got Game Pass, get onto it. Go, even if you don't want to get the completion, just go and play it. It's worth playing, that's for sure. All right. Now we'll go on to our next section. Actually, I want to skip straight to you, Fox, for the PS Plus games for July.
No problem.
Can you cover those for us?
All right. So first game is we got 3 games finally. So thank you, PlayStation. Appreciate it.
Yes, I
guys...
did have a note here that PS Plus announced not 2 but 3 free games because they're celebrating 10 years of PS Plus. Apparently,
At to give us 6 games, but anyway.
yeah.
So first
10 years
one
should
is
be
Rise...
10 games. 10-year celebration,
Yeah.
10 games.
Yeah, I know. Oh well. Anyway, so first game is Rise of the Tomb Raider 20-year celebration. So third-person shooter. It takes about 40-50 hours. Now, is Rise the second or the third one? I always forget.
Second.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never got to play that, so I'm gonna play the first game first. So I probably won't play that until I do the first game, unfortunately.
So you haven't played any of the reboots?
No, I haven't. It just when the first one came out at the same time as something else, and I got distracted, and then kept going on and on and on. And then the first game got re-released on PS4, so I was like, I'll just play on PS4 then. Then it's got crappy multiplayer achievements, and I was like, oh. So yeah, anyway.
Okay. I actually really, really love the games. Have you played them, Crazy?
Yeah. I love all three of them. It's a great remake and a reboot of the series.
Yeah,
and,
I like this. Yeah,
fantastic.
Actually, I think they have. I've seen they've got mixed reviews and stuff, and I'm like, what are they talking about? It's one of my favorite series at the moment, like of the generation. Is the new, especially Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I love that game.
Yeah, they're all three are great, and I like how they've escalated the gameplay and also things about it each time. It's been great.
Yep, good trilogy. Anyway, continue, Fox.
Our next game, NBA 2K20. So obviously basketball.
Not much to say, I bet.
I know. If you guys won the trophy, it's super hard and long and grindy. So whatever.
Super hard, long and grindy. Enough. Yep. And apparently that game got a ton of microtransactions and things like that. Apparently.
Yeah. And then next game is Erica. So that's an FMV style game. If you guys don't know what FMV is, basically it's full motion video game. Like all the cinematics are acted out with real life actors. So it's kind of like imagine playing Walking Dead game, but instead of being animated, like it's actual real life actors, and you do dialogue choices on it. Takes about 8 to 10 hours. And there's a website. There's a guide on what the choices are. It looks kind of cool. I'll actually probably play that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna play.
I used to be huge into FMV games when they used to be popular in the Sega CD.
I played one last year. I don't think it came out last year, but I played a game called Late Shift last year, and that was pretty cool. Easy completion too, if anyone wants to check that out. Anything further on that one, Fox?
I know there's a guide on there. Just do some dialogue choices. I think it says you got to finish it 4 times. So yeah.
Ooh, and do you know how long it is?
8 to 10 hours, I said.
Oh, so total.
Total, yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right. Moving on to the July games with gold as well, and of course we get 4 games, guys. 2 for Xbox One and 2 for 360, but those are both playable on Xbox One through backwards compatibility. The first one available July 1st to 31st on Xbox One is WRC 8, so another rally racing game. I feel like we just had a racing game or a rally game as one of the free games recently, but hey, there's
Dirt 4?
Was it? Yeah, something like that. I can't remember if that was on PS Plus or on Xbox though. I can't remember.
It doesn't matter. Anyway.
But either way, if you like racing games, you're getting looked after. So good on you. Why shouldn't there be free games for those fans as well?
Absolutely.
And I think the game has. I don't think the game does have 43 achievements, and it will take around 60 to 80 hours apparently for that completion. Available from July 16th to August 15th on Xbox One is Dunk Lords. And now this is a 2-on-2 basketball beat 'em up game from what I could find, where players can choose from 20 different characters, each with their own unique attacks and abilities, and battle it out on 15 different courts. The game is currently not out yet. It is actually releasing onto Games with Gold somehow. So there's no achievement list for the game yet, so I don't know how long or how hard it is, or the next thing I want to do is actually look into who makes it and stuff like that, because it sounds like it could be fun, but I don't know if it's
cool.
just multiplayer or what it is. But it's a free game, so I'm not going to complain, and I'm looking forward to checking it out. Coming to Xbox 360 and Xbox One, available July 1st to 15th is Saints Row 2. I don't really have to say much about that game. Most people should know. I think, was it Saints Row the 3rd that just got remastered recently as well?
Right, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't the second one, was
remastered.
it? So, Saints Row are making a little bit of a comeback. I'm wondering if they're going to announce a new title soon. Is that why they're doing a few little things?
Yeah. Seems a bit suspicious.
I'm not sure, but yeah, so that one is available from July 1st to 15th, as I said, but it is a big completion of around 80 to 100 hours. The other game available is Juju. I don't know much about this, guys. It is available from July 16th to 31st. It's players will set out on a treacherous and musical journey with a shaman panda known as Juju and his lizard sidekick Meier. You must save both Juju's father and the world from an ancient evil. The game has 19 achievements and takes around 8 to 10 hours to complete. So yeah, again, it's a 360 title. I don't remember it though. So, but yeah.
I'm gonna look it up quickly to see if it refreshes my memory. But yeah, I don't remember it.
Looks like a fairly easy completion, guys. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, guys, what I want to do now, I just do want to quickly check, Crazy Hazy, how much longer have you got? I know you've got a bit of a hard out.
I've got to probably head off in a few, but I can stick around for a bit.
Okay. Well, you just yell out if you do have to take off. That's all right. We're just nearly there, guys. What I do want to do now is take us through to Aussie's Army emails section. This is where patrons on patreon.com/Aussie Gamer 17 submit emails, and I take a look at them and see if we can talk about some of the topics here on the show, guys. If you are watching this and you are a patron, thank you very, very much. Also, go and send me a message on Patreon right now for the next episode, guys. The more entries I get, the better, and I'll try and fit a few more of them in if they start to roll in a bit thick and fast, guys. Okay, but this one is from Benji over on Patreon, and he says, "Hey, Aussie, loving the podcast. Keep up the great work. This question may be a bit too specific to be of interest to the general audience, but I know that Fox is a fan of Dark Souls and has the platinum. I'm
Does he know that?
Hey?
Does he know? Who's Benji?
I don't know anything other than his name's Benji. I don't know if he's one of the followers on Twitch or not, under a different name, but Benji is his name on Patreon. Let me continue his message. I'm contemplating starting the game on Xbox and wondered how hard the achievement completion actually is. Is it as hard as people make out? So I'm going to handball this one straight to you, Fox. This is for you to answer, bud.
Oh, I don't know what your experience of games are, Benji. I like the actual achievements themselves are easy. It's just the game's hard. But the reason why people find Dark Souls hard is you grew up playing the modern day AAA game where the game holds your hand and like you die. You know, they go, "Oh, I'm sorry. We'll just put you back to where you were and pat you on the back and help you on the way." That's where people get a little bit like, I guess there's like a lot of difficulty spikes in it that people aren't used to. If you grew up playing like Nintendo games back in the day or Super Nintendo games and all those classic games, it's just all about getting good. But the thing is with the Dark Souls games is a lot of people, even though people do exaggerate how difficult it is hard, but there's so much stuff harder out there, like say Cuphead or like Down even, or like doing Pantheon 5 and Hollow Knight. They're all harder than Dark Souls. The cool thing about Dark Souls, which is something that people don't explore, is like I do honestly recommend to anyone who ever decides to play Dark Souls, you should play it by yourself. Don't play it with other people, because the feeling of overcoming a challenge is the most intoxicating, satisfying feeling you ever feel. It's not measured by you can't explain it to someone until they experience it. And I can tell anyone, there's a reason why Dark Souls became such a popular series, because people felt like games were too easy and not anymore. It just felt like every game was made for babies or the common person. But if you just push through it, you'll get good. And trust me, as long as you don't give up, if you just don't give up and just keep playing it, you can get good. Now, if you do want to make the game a bit easier on yourself, there's a few methods, all right? So number one, if you go dexterity-based weapons, so they're like the faster weapons, it's a lot easier to play that way because you don't have to worry about, I guess, as much stamina management. Number two, if you want to make it even easier, you can go magic builds and just stand back and shoot enemies with spells and that, which does make it a bit easier. But I do always recommend to always go face first with bosses, hand-to-hand melee combat. If, however, it's still too hard for you, they did put summons in the game, so a lot of the bosses in the game do have a summon in it. So basically, you can summon like an NPC into your game, and basically they'll distract the boss with their AI. It makes the game so easy. Like it trivializes the difficulty, honestly. And then next step is if you have a friend, and there's so many people out there that finish Dark Souls, they will happily jump on to help you out, where they'll jump into the game with you and they can do each area with you co-op. But I guess Dark Souls is just mainly just all about if you like reading, learning, memorizing patterns. It's just there, but it's just an experience. And I don't know. I always tell everyone you should give it a try. And then when people start complaining, just shut up and just keep trying, and then eventually you'll get good. I've had two friends already that said the game was too hard. One of my good friends said, "How the hell did you play Dark Souls? This is bullshit. I can't stand it. It's too hard." I basically went to his house, showed him how to play it IRL. He went, "Oh," and then he basically like learned how to play it, and then like 1 month later, he's like, "Oh, I finished it. It was not that hard." I'm like, "Yeah." Then another good friend of mine who did Bloodborne, same thing. He said, "What do I do here? What do I do here? How do I do this? How do I do that?" I just basically explained all the mechanics to him. He's like, "Oh." And 1 month later, now it's his favorite game ever made. So there you go. That's what you're missing out on if you give up too soon.
Pro tips from Fox, guys. Pro tips from Fox. And what I'm taking away from that, though, Fox, in answer to the question is, and you've told me this before, but is that the game itself is hard, but the achievement or trophy list isn't overly hard. It's just
it's just pretty much like, and I guess the basic rundown for the list is kill every boss guy, watch all endings. So you do have to play it 2 times. You have to get all the rare boss weapons, which you have to kill each boss once to get their soul. Then use that soul to craft that weapon. One of the bosses, unfortunately, that you need that soul 3 times. So you technically do have to do the game 2.5 times. So you have to kill that one specific boss 3 times, technically in one playthrough. It's not too grindy. There's like a couple of rare weapons that you have to get. The drop is a little bit annoying. Like maybe it take like 30 minutes to an hour to keep killing the enemy to drop it. But and there's just a few things. And the awesome thing is like if you missed a lot of achievements on the first run through, you do have to play the game 2.5 times anyway. So if you missed anything in the first run, get on the second run. So
perfect.
It's not that hard.
Well, there you go, Benji. Thank you so much for sending that in. And guys, like I said, if you are a patron or you're thinking of joining up, please go join Patreon and send in something for the next episode, guys. So thanks again, Benji, for that one. Moving on, guys, it is time for Aussie's betting special. And I am seriously considering quitting. I suck at this. And we'll see about this as we check the scores. The scores as they sit right now, I am on 0. I'm on 0. I have not scored yet. I'm yet to get onto the leaderboard, and I don't think things are going to change today. Fox is on 3, and last week we had a bet that was as follows. The Last of Us Part 2 released. When was it? Last week? The 19th? When was that? Oh, a couple of weeks ago now. I don't know. It was the other day. It released, and it was on 2 discs, I believe. And what I wanted to know is what the digital download size will be. I predicted 107 gigabytes. We had our special guest Duo on the show. He predicted 85, and Fox, you predicted 70. And the answer ended up being 78.3 gigabytes. And guess what, Fox? Something did change this week. Duo won. Duo is the winner. So Duo has 1 point. Fox is still leading the way on 3 points. And I am stuck on 0. Okay, our bet for the next episode, guys, is on July 12th. Ubisoft are holding their E3 replacement digital event, Ubisoft Forward. Ubisoft or Ubisoft? I never know how to say that word, actually. Anyway, they're holding an event. It's on July the 12th. What I want to know is how many games are they going to show? And this has to be actual showing a game. It can't be a sizzle reel, okay? I want to clarify that. You know, if they show like a sizzle reel playing at the start that has like 100 games in it or 50 games in it, that doesn't count. Actual showing games like this game's coming out, blah, 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 okay? Do you guys have your guesses ready, your bets? Hold them up. Ready, set, go.
Oh, do I have to write it down?
Oh, crazy.
Sorry. I didn't realize that.
I sent Crazy some instructions. All right, Crazy, just say it.
Sorry, 7.
7. Crazy says 7.
Yeah.
7's the key.
Yeah.
You can put that down now, Fox. We can see that, mate. Okay.
Sorry, I'll write it down.
Crazy said 7. Fox says 8. And I said, I wonder where I got this number from. Do you guys know?
Can see why you're losing these bets, Aussie.
I know, because I don't put any... I just picked a number.
Using emotions instead of logic.
I wonder why I've got 0 points. Maybe I'm just trying to be a good host and letting everyone else win. Maybe not, though. All right, guess what, guys? That is the end of the show. First thing I want to do is I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank you, everybody. But secondly, I really, really want to thank our special guest, Crazy Hazy. Crazy Hazy, thank you so much for coming on the show. I love having you on.
Thank you for having me.
You're a great part of the community. I know a lot of my viewers and things love having you around as well, mate. So I do appreciate that. Where can everybody that doesn't know you, where can they find you?
You can find me on twitch.tv/crazyhazy as said down below.
There it is. That's right. Thank you very much again, Crazy Hazy.
Thank you.
And guys, I can recommend going and checking out his Twitch channel and watching his streams, especially if you're, well, he does variety streams, but also some Sea of Thieves, guys. Some really good Sea of Thieves streams as well. Fox, as usual, thank you for being my co-host, mate. Could not do it without you. Where can everyone see you? Do you have anything else you want to plug?
No. So, yeah, my Twitch channel, Fox Plays Official. Not to be confused once again with Fox Play Official, which is a Fortnite playing kid from Spain. If you're into that, go check him out. Otherwise, if you want to see some hardcore games getting finished, some bizarre indie games that you go, what the hell is this? And then at the end of the stream, you're like, oh, I'm going to buy it now. This game is awesome. Check me out, Fox Plays Official, and my social medias as well down below. That
is exactly, I couldn't say it any better myself. That is exactly what you'll find over on Fox's channel. And guys, of course, I am Aussie Gamer 17. You can find me at twitch.tv/Aussie Gamer _17 because somebody stole it without the underscore. We won't get into that. Thanks again, everybody. If you are watching this on YouTube, this is goodbye from us. We'll see you all later.
Peace out, guys.